It's an early Sunday morning in mid-June in Montana. Branding season, and neighbors are gathering at the Wald Ranch. No one burns any daylight here. As the clock strikes 6, a convoy of pickup trucks and horse trailers head out for the day's work, rolling through the prairie on a 2-track.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
We're soon horseback.
Yep, those guys should be coming over that ridge.
And headed out in this 1,000-acre pasture.
Just kick them down into that draw with everything else.
Okay.
To gather the last bunch of mother cows and calves that need branding.
Oh, there'll be a couple hundred pair in here.
Everybody's in a good mood.
Morning.
And how could you not be? This rolling ranch land, about an hour southeast of Billings, is beautiful. And thanks to some recent rain, everything's green, and everyone's grateful.
Is this unusual to have everything this green this time of year?
Well, not so much in this country. It's more unusual to have it as dry as it's been the last few years. That's why we're so happy that it's kind of back getting the moisture like we have been, but it was kind of late, so everybody was wondering if we'd get it or not.
Nate Wald and his brother Matt run their cows together on this picturesque property. A couple dozen ranchers and other friends have saddled up to help the Wald brothers gather and brand. Time-honored tradition of neighbor helping neighbor.
They help us, we help them, and seeing the young kids grow up doing it and get better, and it's just fun to see everybody and their horses. It's just everything about it's good.
These particular operations, you can't get your work done unless you've got 20 or 30 people at times, just like today, You can't get this work done by yourself.
It's an expert crew and an interesting bunch. Eden Manuel is from Illinois.
I got a job out of high school up in northern Montana working on a cattle and guest ranch, and then just qualified for in-state tuition, so I decided to stay.
Brett Heggie trains horses.
We sure enjoy. We make a lot of horses and sell them and keep some for our own, and yeah, we enjoy it.
And Hannah Sherman works on a nearby ranch.
Yeah, I work for the Padlock Ranch. I'm just on the other side of the Wolf Mountain. I'm on the cowboy crew.
It doesn't take long for this expert crew to gather the herd, push them into a temporary corral, get started. Loops are soon flying, with one cowboy or cowgirl rope in the head, the other the heels.
We head and heel these calves. It's easy on cattle. You don't have to split all the cows off the calves. You just keep them together. They mother up again right as soon as you're done, and it just goes real smooth.
Riders rope a calf out of the herd, and the cowboys get the rope off the neck and around the front feet. Calf is then stretched out, given a vaccination, and then comes the branding iron.
That's how we identify our cattle. You burn them, but I think that skin goes numb. Those irons are really hot. It's a quick deal, and they're marked, and they jump up and go back to their mothers.
The cowboys take turns. One group ropes half the cows, then swaps places with the ground crew and lets the other half have their fun.
They're all good ropers and know how to handle cattle, and it's a fun way to do it.
What's your job going to be then?
Just keep tally and then notch the ear tags and count everything. So.
18-year-old Jill Rigler is a ranch kid, here with her dad, Ryan.
Nice way to grow up, I'll bet.
Yeah, very, very nice. It's definitely really lucky.
Jill starts off this morning on the ground crew, but she'll get her turn horseback, and she can rope with the best of them. The young woman plans to spend her life in the saddle as a horse trainer.
So what do you want to do?
Train reining cow horses and breakaway horses.
Spring branding is essential work, but it's also a lot of fun and a great chance for ranchers who spend a lot of time by themselves to get together with friends and neighbors.
This is like best time of the year.
Branding time is like cowboy Christmas. It's what everybody likes to do.
Because we get to head and heel calves, and it's nice and warm, but not too warm.
It's also serious business.
And you got a live animal on one end, and you're on a live animal, and then you got a string in the middle,
And you got to know what you're doing.
We're really lucky to have this caliber of people.
These men and women do ranch work all week long and then get up early Sunday to help their neighbors out for free.
But it's really good to get together with neighbors and have a good time.
And you never quit learning.
Quit learning, that's as good as you're ever going to get.
Blaine Phillips, who runs a nearby ranch, grew up with a rope in his hand, like most everybody here. But Eden's pretty handy with a lariat as well.
I'm learning the ropes.
Even though she's only been roping for about 5 years.
What's the hardest part of learning how to do this?
Consistency. It's a perishable sport, is what. So the more you do it, the better you get.
This whole day is a pretty picture of what America is all about. Neighbor helping neighbor.
There's a real community of people here that when we get together, you know, we kind of understand each other and get our work done. It's a real fine community to live in. People rely on each other, you know.
Doesn't take long for this like-minded crew to get her done, and the job is finished up before noon. Time for a break and a cold one. The cows get kicked out, and there's one last job. Tearing down the temporary corral. That goes quick too. And later on, we'll regather at Nate's place for a nice lunch. It's a reassuring picture of what America can be, and still is, here on the Wald Ranch in Montana.